If you'll look on the website, See This Dreamer Cometh, and I, Jesus Zion Ministries, you'll see a video about Michael Irvin. The video was made just a few days ago, but the information goes all the way back to 1996, where the Lord showed me in advance the game, the day, the play, and exactly how Michael Irvin was going to be hurt, and basically his career was going to come to an end. He played a little bit longer, but was not very productive after that. The Lord was bringing the Cowboys down. They've not won a title since that time. Jerry Jones had told the Lord that if you'll let me win this third one, I'll never ask you for another Super Bowl victory. Well, they haven't had another one. It's been a constant uphill fight since that time to even get into the playoffs. America's team. You need to remember this about America's team. This is important. The Cowboys are a target of the terrorists, and it's just a matter of time until they make a hit on the Cowboys. Now, in the video with Michael Irvin, what was going to happen, and all this can be checked and documented, it's all written and filed away. This is just not my opinion of what I think. This is stuff that has happened, has come to pass, that it can be looked up and looked at. But when the Lord started dealing with me, and at that time about the Cowboys, then it started a process through the years. When Chad Gailey was with the Cowboys, the Lord showed me the Cowboy signs coming down at their stadium in Dallas. This was long before the Cowboys announced they were moving to Arlington. But the Lord showed me these things sitting on the ground, that this place was coming down and the Cowboys was going somewhere else. But one of the things during this time period, and some of the things that the Lord has given me that's come to pass, has been the assassination of Rabin, the explosion of the second space shuttle, Hurricane Katrina, and several other things. But during this time, as the Lord was teaching me about the prophetic and showing me these things, He showed me the Dallas Cowboys in leg chains, many of the players being paraded naked. Like in 1979, when they took the American hostages in Iran and paraded them. Now, they had their clothes on, but they mistreated them as much as they could to get away with what they got away with to get that international attention. Now, what you have to understand is Texas is a target, America's team, but Texas, they do it bigger in Texas. Texas is the second New York. Texas represents the power and the glory and the might of America, right along with New York. And the plans are to humiliate the Texans before the whole world. Now, it's real interesting that besides Jerry Jones' huge box in the top of that stadium, because he is the owner, the next biggest box belongs to an Arab. An Arab in Hebrew means ambush. When you watch what's going on in the Middle East with our soldiers, where they ambush the Israelis, the Hebrew understands like an Arab setting in the desert, just waiting, ambushing. Our soldiers have been being ambushed in the Middle East, murdered by the people that they are training. These terrorists in the Middle East, that are radical, that's what they do. They ambush. Now, so in other words, within that new stadium, there is an avenue to get information about the movement of the Dallas Cowboys. Now, anybody who's listening to me who understands anything, even if they are questioning this or is this right, they would agree with me that if terrorists could get a hold of any team, it'd be the Dallas Cowboys, America's team, America's team, America's team. I make this video because I wrestled all night last night. I got this about the Cowboys back before 2001. But I wrestled all night about I need to make this video. I put it off and I put it off and I put it off. And then I wrestled about Alex Jones. And when I got up this morning and I went down to the church, first thing on the internet, Alex Jones is talking about an imminent terror alert in Austin, a terror alert in Texas. Well, with the things that the Lord has showed me that's come to pass, I don't care what I look like. I'm not anybody's judge of who does anything. But I saw back before 2001 Dallas Cowboy players being paraded in chains and humiliated. Now, that new stadium just dropped the name of the Cowboys and became AT&T Stadium. I don't know what those issues are behind that, except I find that kind of humiliating itself. And what does that speak about dropping the Cowboy name, already bringing it down? But the fact that AT&T got in there the way they did, the communication system, the satellite systems, that stadium in and of itself with the electronics, it is a death trap for somebody being in there. Now, the Bible says that God brings down the proud to exalt that which is lowly. That pride before a fall, a haughty spirit before destruction. And in other words, you're proud to be proud. Now, there's some times that golly, it just stopped. Yes. Now, it's back. It cut off for a minute, okay? Now, there can be a good pride. That you're doing what you ought to be doing. That you're taking care of business, being grateful and thankful for your parents, your training, and all those things. But there's a pride that stench in the nostrils of God. And that pride is called idolatry. There's a terror alert going on in Texas. And the Dallas Cowboys are in danger. And everybody out there that knows the Lord should be praying for the mercy of God in this situation. And seek the Lord while he may be found. Jesus is Lord.